Jojo. Hello, Jojos. Welcome back. We're now officially reading the first chapter that has been dropped, and we're caught up. How are we all doing this fine day, afternoon, morning, wherever you may be? Long night last night, but we're here. We're here for more Joe Lands. And then we're going to get into the Grace Estate afterwards. We'll see how far we get with that. I wanted to get a little bit further back with the Adventures of Lloyd, but we'll see. I'm ready for this chapter because, again, it sets off that I am now fully caught up with JoJo's. I'm reading chapters a lot. Well, I know it dropped like a day or two ago, but like semi-live with everyone else, getting their initial impressions off it as well as my own. So, can't wait for that. Oh, man. What a journey it was to get up to this point. But yes, so we're going to be reading chapter 36. We'll have a little bit of discussion, and then we'll go right into the Grace Estate afterwards. Go for a little bit with that. One Piece, whenever that drops, we're going to get to that. I had to delay the stream last night. Again, I was unfortunately super busy dealing with some other stuff and just a wee bit tired. The poll is up, by the way, for the new read-throughs that we can choose from. I'll let you guys have like a week for that. I have Centauri on there, Mad, Kagurabachi, of course, and oh my god, what was the other one? Oh, Underdoctor. Yeah. Apparently that was a fairly newish shonen, but apparently it might be good, maybe. But I have that pulled up. We'll have a week for that. I'm gonna try and see if I can do 2B Hero X either tomorrow, like late at night after One Piece. We'll see. Yeah, I wanted to do it yesterday, but life just said, here's a change in the plans. So, unfortunately, you gotta adapt, but it's whatever. Hedonist, welcome. Very important chapter here, folks. It's a very important chapter. I like to hear that. Alright, let me put down the music just a little bit. We'll go Giorno. Alright. So, it was a very important chapter, then let's not waste time. Let's get into this. You guys know the rules. Down there. Gonna put in the chapter link. We're actually gonna use Manga Dex for today. They apparently were the link I was recommended towards. I remember last time, or like the time before, they didn't have all the regular chapters up, but I guess now they do. So, if they continue doing this, I'll just use Manga Dex whenever the new chapters come out. But if not, I have other sites to use. But I have this site right now to be used for chat. The old site is still in the description down below for you VOD gang users. Hope you guys are having a nice day. You can still use that link to the old site, and it should have the newest chapter up. But yeah, without any further ado, JoJo's time. So we should be still in the zoo, looking for Usagi's parent or mother, his mother and his sister that are probably under the influence of a stand of some kind. We've seen maybe the stand itself be used where it looks like it almost looks like a sticker, to be honest. It's like this weird little attachment that seems to be on people's bottoms of their feet, their soles, and it's giving them this illusion hypnotic genjutsu thing, but it's also at the same time doing real damage to them. Like, it's this weird combination we talked about it last time of like Civil War, oh my god, what was it? Civil War, I think, damn it, man, my brain. What did we say it was? It was Civil War, The Alleyway. Was it Limp Bizkit? I think it was Limp Bizkit. Yeah, it was Limp Bizkit because Limp Bizkit had the idea of invisible zombies and whatnot, resurrecting the dead, and even the stand user. So maybe it's something like that as well. So Civil War, Limp Bizkit. Oh my god, what was the one with Rohan? Because Rohan showed up in that bunch of chapters. Rohan versus What was that one little stand? The one that was like on its back. No, let's see. It was that one little stand that was attached to his back. I forget what it was. But it was very similar to that because it this stand. What was the stand? Let me see. Hey, yeah, hey. Is it hey? No, that's not hey. That's Polo Loco stand. That's not it. What the fuck was the stand called? I cannot remember for the life of me. God damn. Alright, and Google's not helping me. Google is being less than helpful with this fucking search, which I also, side note, I heard about the new Google search engine AI update they're going to be doing, where apparently Cheap Trick, it probably is Cheap Trick. But yeah, it was brought up very similar to like how Cheap Trick was attached to Rohan's back, and for whatever reason, that's what's happening right now. When it comes, is this from the live action? What the fuck? I know Rohan's got like a lot of Rohan has a lot of everything, but Rohan has a lot of live action stuff. I assume it's from the live action. That's so fucking weird. Yeah, it's very similar to the idea of Cheap Trick, where it's only appearing on people's backs right now. There's some maybe undead elements going on there. Maybe also something similar to the sins of those that are carrying a burden of some kind, very similar to Civil War in Part 7. We're not really sure exactly how the stand fully works yet. If it's an automatic stand, if it appears to be a long distance stand, because we don't seemingly have the user anywhere nearby. But then again, it's Jojo, so like the idea of like, oh, a stand user must be nearby. It could be like, you know, right next to them, or it could be like down the block, so who knows. But it could be a long distance activation type stand. Is this person going to be part of a syndicate that we were, or like the main cast was speculating last time, which again goes into my idea about like, hey, I get like, you know, a lot of people really want Aka Holler. They really want him, man. They really say like, yeah, he's gonna be he's our dude. Clearly, he's got parallels to Valentine. I think we got enough time still left in the story to give us a new cast of villains and potentially a new main villain overall. It still is possible that he can be going through a character arc, which again, that would be very interesting for a JoJo's villain to have. Like, we haven't really had anything like that since, I guess, technically Dio in Part 1, but even then, that's kind of like, meh. Like, you can see the actual groundwork of him becoming the main villain in real time. That would be pretty cool. I won't deny that, but right now, all he gives me is a whiny, nepo baby kind of guy. Yeah, his stand has like a mist element to it, which could be like counterpoint to Jojo with his rain, so you can get some parallel fights right there in the future somehow, some way. Like, there is stuff. It's just, he's not selling me, though. Very much how Toru did not sell me on him being the main villain at the very end of it. It's like, okay, well, now we're going to the opposite end of the scale. Sure, he's now shown up, cemented himself very early, but if this doesn't have like a good track, which we still have a lot of time left for him to develop, it's going to be very much the same way, just on the opposite side of the scale, like with Toru. Toru was too late in the story and felt very forced in, and I just didn't really jive with him being the main villain. His stand was pretty cool. Confusing at times, but it's still pretty cool. The same thing can happen here, where it's like, yeah, okay, he has a cool design in of himself. Maybe some ties to Zeppeli because of his Italian heritage. And maybe that would be pretty cool if he actually has the power of spin, or he learns to harness the power of spin alongside with him trying to get another lava rock. That would be kind of neat. His stand might be a very awesome ability. The design so far, from what we can tell from his stand, it's okay. It's okay. I think we need like a good body shot of it. I think we do need a good body shot of it. The potential of it being like a counter matchup against Jojo, again, could work. That can work. But he himself as the villain, you know, which should drive the counter force in any Jojo's part. So far, I'm not feeling it. I'm not there. I'm not there for it, but we'll see. But again, they did bring up the fact that whoever is going after them now in the zoo could potentially be another splinter faction that's different than Akahauer, that also knows about the lava rock. And I've heard some people's takes and opinions that maybe Marilee May is not being forthcoming with what she actually knows and what her plans are for the future of our main cast of characters and the lava rock as a whole. I kind of like that. I have in the back of my mind, and I think maybe once or twice said, maybe I could see Marilee May betray them, like a Popo situation going on here. I've thought maybe this other Splinter Cell faction could be, because we've gotten a couple mentions of it, but the Akahauer family did lease or like buy the land way back when from the royal family of Hawaii. So maybe it's like a descendant of the royal family in the government as well, is probably trying to acquire this land back because they know of the importance of the land, specifically with the lava rocks. They also want maybe some like money from Akahauer for whatever purpose. You can get the idea. So maybe that could be another faction that we're going to get later on. The native people that, you know, did actually have this land and they are part of the royal family. They could be like another faction that comes in here. That'd be pretty interesting. Again, we haven't seen Charming Man either. His village of potentially rock humans. Although, again, I went back and reread part A a little bit because, again, that was kind of cool that they are trying to maybe get in some rock men. There is a discrepancy, though. Like, Charming Man mentions that, A, he's from a village of people, which is already weird because it seemed very much so outside of our main villains last time. Lava rock people, rock humans kind of tend to live isolated from each other unless they need to come together. And then another thing was he talked about, you know, not only his brother being his family. Outside of twins that we've seen in part 8, we don't really see a lot of family of rock humans. But also he talks about his mom, how his mom and other you know, moms in the village told like stuff about like their backstories and like tales and fables. This is another thing that we know, that the rock humans, they technically are abandoned by their moms at a very young age. At Toru's case, in the fucking woods, and they have to basically live off the land, quite literally, become parasitic or creatures to survive. Like, this is very, very different to what we're seeing with Charming Man's story as of right now. If Charming Man's story is legit, so it could simply be that Charming Man, his village here on Hawaii, is a, what would be the word here? They're like a branch family. Maybe they're like a branch family compared towards the Japanese and maybe what was it? The oh my god, Indonesian rock humans that we've gotten in part 8. Maybe they're slightly different for some reason or another. Could be. It could be like the Pillarmen in part 2, where not every Pillarman of that race was evil. They even like tried to stop cars, but obviously they failed. So again, I would like some maybe more diversity with the rock humans culture and society, that not all of them are fucking dicks or parasites that want to live off of another organism. So it could still be rock humans, but maybe it could be just also another group of individuals similar to rock humans, but not exactly the same. So, like, we got, like... Hold on. Rock human diagram. There was, like, this... like, cool diagram we got way back when. Let me see if I can find it. Of the rock humans. And, like, humans. Like, on the tree of life. Not this one. Let me see. Rock humans. Tree of evolution. It went into the whole thing about carbon-based life forms versus... I forgot what they... I forgot, like, the silicon. Yeah, I think they're silicon. Yeah, they're silicon. There's silicon-based life forms versus carbon-based life forms. So, I wonder if I can find it. Hold on. Give me, like, 2 seconds. We're going to get in the chapter. Because we are running behind a little bit. Let me see. Let me see. I thought I had it saved up. Let me see. Where was it? See if I can find. I got the scroll all the way back. It's one to review. The devil palm. Where is... It's a good diagram. I just want to bring it up because it might be prudent to bring it up here. Because Araki really likes his evolutionary biology in his JoJo's. Especially, I feel like, in the new universe. He's very heavy-handed with biology, evolution, religious fervor, all that kind of stuff. Let's see, not that panel. There was a specific panel where I thought it was pretty cool. Like, it showed, like, a literally split between humans and rock humans in our evolution on the Tree of Life. If I could find it. Let's see. Tamako Dami, the twins. No, there's a lot of fucking rock human diagrams I forgot I saved. Yeah, there's like a crap ton of them. Okay, I have no idea where it is. Damn, I thought I saved it. I have too much from Part 8 saved. I have like an entire fucking folder of Part 8. No, that's their family lineage. Okay. Alright, well, whatever. Whatever the case may be. They could be other rock humans. They could just be a separate clan of rock humans. Or they could be something different. But Charming Man should come back in the story at some point. I don't know if he'll betray them, even though he seemed to flip sides very easily, but it'd be interesting if he, like, does flip again, because he's working with the group that's now going after them. Maybe. It could be rock humans themselves that are the new group that are going after the lava rock. Maybe they want the power of the earth for their own fortune. Because Toru failed. Which is interesting because so far, like, we're like 36 chapters in. we still have a lot of time left for JoJo's Part 9. But outside of Rohan, we haven't really gotten anything from the Part 8 crew. Like, early on, we got stuff like that with Part 7's crew in the 2011 new universe of, Moriocho, their influences. Yet it doesn't feel like we've gotten much or anything of Part 8. Like, not even an inkling. So, if that's intentional, I wonder if Araki, kind of hearing the backlash of the ending of Part 8, is kind of trying to separate Part 8 now from a continuation of his story. Which, if it is the case, that just, I feel like, hammers in Part 8, yeah, probably didn't really stick the landing that it should have been. I honestly believe that. Okay, so let me quickly read off some chats, and let me get into this. I already wasted enough time trying to look for images and whatnot. Marilee May being the user of this stand would be pretty crazy. We explain how the stand user knew about them and has been following them for a long time. True. And again, Marilee May has mentioned that she knows about stands. So it is interesting that we've seen her in conflict situations, but we have not seen her use a stand, yet she knows what they are. That's kind of weird. Like, I guess in theory, she could be attunely aware of what stands are, but just not a stand user. But even still, I feel like Marilee May definitely is hiding some kind of information, and we don't really know her whole scheme just yet. We've gotten, like, the front line of what, she's trying to, like, make the kids do for her own success, and to keep her, in a lot of ways, very Kira, her quiet life continuous. But outside of that, it does feel like she has more behind the scenes that we're not seeing right now. So I would not be too shocked if there's going to be a twist with her character later on. Maybe, again, she will betray our main cast of characters just because she wants all the money for herself, for her corporation. Yeah, maybe. Maybe she has a tie to the mafias, which we have gotten here and there, especially with Howler's backstory with his grandfather and how he had to deal with them. Maybe she's tied to them somehow, and again, getting that Part 5 parallels in, we could still get some of that. Who knows? Sending them to search for Usagi's mom being a covert way to kill them off one by one, that would be pretty crazy. That'd be pretty crazy, but again, she definitely screams like not the most trustworthy person. She's helped them as far as they are useful to her. So I would also say, like, she is clearly a manipulator to use children from a young age for her own criminal empire. So it's not like she was a good person true and through, even if it did, for a time, help our main cast of characters out of bad situations. We've seen this many of times before in other fictions, like, again, 2BRX, once we get back to that. Uncle Rock, we've seen characters like Palpatine. If you're up to the date with the webcomic of One Punch Man, spoilers beware. Dr. Kuseno and Genos, like, these trustworthy people where you are down on your luck, they'll come in and they'll give you the tools and stuff that you need to better your life, quote unquote. And it's like, all right, you served your purpose. Thanks for your benefits to my will and my schemes. And then they'll stab you in the back. So I could easily see that for her character. All right, no more stalling. It's time to read. It's time to read because I want to get into the Grid State as soon as possible and get as many chapters as I can done with that. So, Chapter 36 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 9, the JoJo Lands. We have our 4 main cast characters. Very nice. Very cool cover. Again, Charming Man not being back kind of makes me sad because I was actually getting to really like his dynamic with the cast. His ability to camouflage also felt like it was very beneficial for certain situations here. So we have Jodio kind of doing like almost a JJK domain expansion symbol over here. We have Paco doing some kind of Ichigo Hollow Mask over here. Dragona. Interesting pose. Peace with her tongue. Very, very interesting. We have Usagi thinks he's Chairman Netero. I am most gracious. They do not avert their gaze as they stare death in the face. Akiri, Hirako, I'm sorry, Akiri, oh my god. Araki, Hirako. Fuck, oh my god, my pronunciations. Chapter 36, Usagi, Fraud, and Suspension, Part 4. The Jojo lands. So, let's see what we got here. Alright, so we have more and more people are watching the scene unfold. The zookeepers are doing their best to handle the situation. Those that are curious onlookers look a bit pale. Oh my god, damn. Now they're going in. Fucking Christ. Yo. Again, that also raises the question, how many people, whoever the stand user may be, if it's Merrily May, a third faction, or just some random fucking stand user, how many people can they control with their stand? Like, this is a whole zoo. Hey, Vel. And they're just jumping one after another. This mom jumped in with her baby into the crocodile pit. God damn. All right, what's the plan? What's the plan? How are we going to deal with this? More and more civilians are just being controlled to go and die. And the cast are like, fuck. Actually, you know what's funny? Again, because we talked about Jojo's mentality last time. Dragona is sweating. Paco is sweating. Usagi is sweating. Jojo is not. Now, you can say he's being calm and collected while the others are starting to freak out. But, once again, he has this very atypical personality, very unsympathetic to those that he does not, I guess, see as deserving of his interest or needs. So, for him to be the only one not sweating when he sees civilians going to potentially die is very in lockstep with the issue of his character that I do want to see further explored. Again, with Usagi being the main focus in this arc about his mom and his relationship towards his mom and his family, I would like to say that Jojo should get some time with him alone to, like, boost his character and have the start, not the full thing, but the start of the cracks on his character kind of be pulled back. That way, the groundwork for him starting to feel sympathy for other characters could happen. But then again, I also have that dark horse theory of, what if our JoJo's is the main villain? Could we actually get a main character villain? That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool, Rocky. Wait, hold on. Those things, again, looking at the sticker from Dragona's foot, are those part of the attack? They look like stickers. When did they get here? Could it be a stand? It's on my shoe as well. And it's on Pink Chan's shoe, too. So we get, again, another image of the sticker. The potential stand sticker. Say that 5 times fast. Stand sticker, stand sticker, stand sticker, stand sticker, stand sticker, stand sticker. The stand sticker has an image of a skull with almost pointed horns formed into a crown. Him holding, cusping his head. There's some kind of text. And it looks like there's a line that goes through the actual skull on the sticker. When did these get stuck here? Alright, we have seal and EP, whatever EP means. You think we step on them somewhere else? You gotta be kidding me. There, ... Paco thinks. Oh shit, he's got 2. Yeah, Paco has 2 of these stickers on him. Interesting. Does the amount of stickers matter towards the control? Like, what if you... Okay, theory time. if the stand is doing some mental manipulation, if you have a stronger will than others, do you need more stickers to be placed on you? That'd be kind of a cool counterpoint. So, like, let's say Jotaro, classic Jotaro, Ura, is here. Yada yada does say. He steps on a fucking sticker. You fell into my trap. Whatever. Yeah, fucking punches the enemy user if they're somewhere nearby. However, if you put 5 stickers on Jotaro, now we're talking. That would be kind of cool if it's like a will-based thing. So then maybe Jojo, because he seems to be the most straightforward, better for worst out of all of his group. He's undeterred like that, so he'll need more stickers. But anyway, Paco has 2. They're on the bottom of my shoe too. When did they get here? I've got 2 of them. Jojo now lifts his foot. Jojo, you've got 1 too. Oh, he only has 1. Ooh, he only has 1. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Paco is going to be the one. Oh, no. He was already controlled, though, so probably not. So, sees that. Now he's sweating. Now, because it's him, he's sweating. If we all got these attached to us, there gotta be a user that made us step on them somewhere. Back at Max's house, where the blood was splattered all over the carpet, there must have been the start of it. And back when Usagi was injured at the alligator enclosure, all those people were right next to him. So he laid it down like an actual preparation area. The lady, the child, Paco, and even all those random onlookers, they all stepped into some of that. I did say maybe there's some blood activation here. They all stepped into some blood. They look like stickers, but they're part of a stand. Okay. So there might be blood elements tied into this. I did say what could have been the activation. There was a pool of blood at Max's house. Usagi was the first to step in. Then, Jojo, or is it Paco? I think it was Jojo. Jojo or Paco came in after him. Then Paco and then Dragona were the seconds to come in. They all stepped into the blood, so they all should have one. Then, at the zoo, Usagi had his mental fucking breakdown with the stand ability. It stabbed his side and he started to bleed right by the alligator exhibit, which everyone was near. They all, of course, go where he bled out and then jumped in. They then activated the trap by standing on the blood, which then became a sticker. Okay. I think I'm starting to understand how this thing gets set up. What it actually does, again, is still very, very debatable. So that's why they kept jumping down one after another. They all had a dead person talking to them, and the attack made them fall into the pond. It's an evil spirit, I'm telling you. A spirit from hell. Yo, Usagi, I know you're not mentally working well right now, but remember, you were the first one to ascertain Lulu Chan's stand was activating on everyone, and not just a random sickness or you being a fucking junkie. You knew ahead of time. Think, man. Think, Usagi. Calm down. Just don't touch them. Well, Smooth Operators is about to go into work. Let's see if they can remove the sticker. I'm going to peel them off. The user has to be watching us close by. Cover me. Go for it. They may be stickers, but they might start doing something else. I'll kill the asshole that did this to us. Damn, my mom and my sister got these stuck to them too. Maybe. Smooth Operators, they'd go down. So here's a nice image of the sticker. All right, here we go. This is what I wanted to see. Let's get a nice look at the sticker. So we have Kalakako Avenue. So that might be the actual stand name itself. Seal EP. I can't tell if this is a decision, like Seal or EP, or is this a continuous thing right here? Seal EP. And a better look at his head, it looks like he has like fingers growing out of the actual skull itself. Interesting design. Okay, can smooth operators remove this? They have alluded to that there are things that smooth operators cannot necessarily undo with them pulling on something, and they even had at times smooth operators can't even pull things off. Like oh my goodness. I think it was back before the boat where what was it? Oh, no. It might actually... No. It was on the boat. It was against the lawyer person, Key West. I think when they were going up against Key West with that weird stand ability to, like, pull things into each other, they tried to use smooth operators to, like, remove something off of them, but they couldn't do it. It was, like, so pressurized that smooth operators could not peel it back. So there is a limit to what smooth operators can interact with, and also the effect of them healing other people. Like, it's like surface stuff for the most part. If there's internal bleeding, they can't really work in there unless they know what to go and remove. So there is limits, unfortunately, to smooth operators. Though I still think it's a pretty busted stand if you know how to use it correctly. So they go, try to touch it. Smooth operators. It looks like it's working. Oh, damn. Okay, so as they were about to do that, they reposition themselves to a cage because Dragona subconsciously is getting controlled to do that by the sticker. Damn. Oh, man. So maybe if... Damn. If Dragona wasn't stepped... If they didn't step in that blood and got one of these stickers, they probably could be a good counter to the stand. But, unfortunately, they're caught in the trap. So, therefore, they can't remove it. What are you doing? Stop it, Dragona. You just slid the wire rope. Those are for the cages, you know. That little kid, I think. I think it's that little kid again. Aw, elephants. Cute. Stop it. Alright, so Paku, Usagi. Yes, okay, the kid, again, is just gone. We don't know where he went. He just kind of pops in and then is just gone again. Very cheap trick-like. Don't go past the fence line. Huh? Dragona. Snap out of it. Jojo looks at the sticker. You've got some wonderful memories of your first love, don't you? Damn. So, okay. How does he know? Like, is it just like he can pick and choose what to turn into? To mock or, like, manipulate people? Also, someone said last time, Dragona's going to absolutely get a rough time of the mental manipulation. Here we go. Here we go. So, the person that is the stand user is now, I guess, warping themselves into Jojo because he's attached to her back. So again, cheap trick like. Now is going to twist the image and words as Jojo in their mind. You've got some wonderful memories of your first love. Now, don't you, Dragona Joestar? That boyfriend you had was a real heartthrob. He sent the sweetest texts every day. And even owned a racehorse. Part 7. It's the kid. It's the kid. It's the kid. Like, come on. Unless, again, he's just really likes to use the kid as his mental image. It's the kid. It has to be the kid. So when we came in, that kid was one of the first people we saw outside of the security guard. It's gotta be him. Now, why the fuck is there just an asshole kid like this just hanging around doing this shit to people, not too sure, but it's the kid. I'm putting my money down. All money on black. It's the kid. He's the stand user. He's the stand user. Ah. A lovely smell of a garden in the springtime. Fucking Christ, get off me, kid. But sometimes you swipe money from his bedroom, wouldn't you? Money you use to touch up your jawline. Oh no, look, maxing. Right. And Mr. Handsome then found out. That's why he had his fun with you for a while and then dumped you. He was your first love, wasn't he? Man, talk about a shit way to start off the prime of your youth. Alrighty then. Interesting little development there for their story. You're not gonna be accomplishing any goals you set to do starting from that shit. You've got to start from scratch. And Big Sis Dragona, that's especially true for a corpse like me. Maybe it's not. Bro, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this image is happening here. You turn back. You have to turn back for him to injure you? Is that the case? How many... What's the rule of the stand? So, blood is an activation. You have to probably step in the blood. Then you get the sticker. It's attached to your foot. You'll then hear whispers as long as there is, I guess, a person behind you. Maybe? Because I don't think Usagi had anyone behind him at the zoo. But he still appeared. Whatever. If there's someone, I guess, behind you, then they can just mind fuck you into oblivion. But then if you turn around, then essentially you're now going to get hurt by this spirit and will scatter more blood. I think is how this is working. I think that's how that's working. And then, yeah, they slash Dragona. Get away from the fence. No! Oh, not an elephant. No, don't do this, Araki. You hate dogs, you hate cats. Don't do this to the elephants now. They didn't do anything wrong. A blood splats on the elephant. All of a sudden, the elephant has like a fucking grin, like, I'm in the elephant's mind now. Dragona notices that. Yeah, crew, like, aw, shit. Pink-chan, did you see a dead person? Did you talk with someone? It's now Jodio's turn next. Wow. God damn. Is it just an elephant stampede, or is he controlling the elephant to, like, make them charge? Holy shit. Yo, again, this stand has some crazy powers to it. So Dragona gets fucking absolutely flummoxed by the elephant's trunk. Got sent packing. Everyone else almost got run over by them. Yeah, Dragona's out now. She just fucking clocked out. Jodio sees the shoes fall off of Dragona. I wonder. Oh, the sticker is still attached to them? What the fuck? So it's not necessarily on the shoes. It's just attached to her. On her foot. So then, okay, here's a question. You cut off the foot. Maybe smooth operators, you can mend it back on. Maybe. Is the sticker going to be like on the stump? Would it be like on the stump of her leg? Yeah, so he sees that. It's the sticker. Yo, elephants. Elephants, they're coming. Dodge, Jodio, dodge. No! Oh, he's gonna crush the elephant with November Rain? No! It didn't do anything! Oh, poor elephant. November Rain gets into position. Water droplets begin to fall upon the elephant. Jodio, I think, was, like, weighing down the elephant's movement, so he couldn't, like, step on him, and he Dark Souls dodges and rolls out the way. Paco's right there. Usagi. We've got to peel those stickers off. Do whatever you have to get Usagi sticker off now. Can you peel it off, or is it just attached to someone? Of course. So he tries to help his bro, Jojo. Now using the image of Dragona. Jojo, you are a strange kid, aren't you? You're usually quiet. You seem relaxed and agreeable. But deep down inside, you're burning with rage, aren't you? Go ahead. Just try peel off the sticker. Now we're back to the kid. Again. If you can, that is. Dragona's first boyfriend, the one that broke up with them, he really despised you, didn't he? That one time at the front door, he looked at you with scorn. It was at his house. I totally understand how you must have felt. Okay. Alright. Jojo at the house. Like, who the hell gave him the right to judge somebody and look down at them like they knew who you were? I heard you hit my big brother. Hey, I asked you a question. Is it true? Oh, of course, because Dragona... Jesus Christ, Dragona can't be in a good fucking relationship. So, got dunked on at school by people, was in an abusive relationship. Her dad, because of kind of what Jojo did in a chain of effect, which is, the mechanisms that Jojo talked about early on in the story, got fired from his job, then left them and their mom. God damn, their entire fucking life is just shit, man. Holy crap. I heard you hit my big brother. I asked you a question. Is it true? The individual, he's got a fucking revolver. Well, I want to know about that. You see, we're just playing around after all. You see, not that you would understand. Been the little brother of such a shitty woman and all. It's not worth anything. It's just an ordinary pendant. He told me to forget about what happened, yet I came here to get it. He's always wearing it on his chest. You see, it's important to him. Like I give a shit. Now get lost. Doesn't want to keep him around. He has a jacket that says Hawaii on it. That woman was stealing money out of my own closet the whole time. I'll beat you now, too, if you want. If it's money you want, I can always pay you back. I don't want it. I don't want it. I consider that a payment for me having fun. Oi, brat, where do you think you're going? So he continues on to his house. He doesn't care. Gun, about to squeeze, and then all of a sudden, a fucking raindrop splooshes on his hand. Was that the first time he activated November Rain? No, I think we've seen November Rain when he was younger. I think we've seen it, but this could be the first time. This could be. So, drops on his hand, impact, blood. Ugh. Oh, that pendant. Oh, the Dragon D symbol. Interesting. Here it is. This belongs to Dragona. Tries to reach for the gun. Nope. And as he turns around... What the fuck? Damn. Did he... Okay, is this real or is this like a... Can he put people in genjutsu realities? Oh my god. He gets hit in the back with the bullet. And then we're back. Oh, see, I don't know. Is this real or is this fake? Like, what's happening here? You were quite lucky. He just grazed your vitals. Back then, you managed to get out with your life. So he did get shot at one point. Okay, so the boyfriend did shoot him at some point in the past, and he barely got away. How did he get away? No idea. That ex-boyfriend's actions back there were legally considered legitimate self-defense. Despite that fact, he shot you from behind. He was judged not guilty, wasn't he? Ain't that odd? Wow, they even went to court over this. Seriously, all these systems, the rules of society, there's some real messed up parts too, ain't there? It fills the heart with frosting rage, doesn't it? All these unacceptable absurdities. And he reveals the Joestar tattoo. I still can't believe... I'll bring it up until the day that we get, like, an actual image from Araki, but, like, it's crazy to me how Johnny not once ever showed the Joestar tattoo. And yet, you know, Josuke and now Jojo, they're all showing the tattoo. Yeah, the star birthmark. He doesn't show it. I always found that odd. It's like, it's such an... And even, like, yeah, the flashback of Joseph, too. Josefumi. He also has it. I don't know. It's kind of odd that we never got to see his. Kind of odd that... It's like, we even have, like, a good image of him always sticking out his neck. You could have easily put it there. I think Araki did mention something about, like, oh, yeah, I kind of forgot. Even though it's like, he's a Joestar. How the fuck do you forget about his tattoo? Anyway. Back to the mindfuckery of the stand. We know everything there is to know about you. We as in a group? We know everything there is about you. We know all about how you set the school bus on fire. Or maybe is he like saying we in the collective sense of I am the one who's pouring through your memories and thus can live out your entire life kind of idea. We're the stickers of evil spirits. You looked back. Again, he looks back and something's about to happen. The elephant are now about to stampede on him. He's getting injured. What is the plan? How do we fight this guy? Now say it, Jojo. Tell me what you want, Usagi says. Wire rope. I want wire rope. Yo, the elephant is about to just crush him. Yo, Usagi makes things super quick. Like, the rate of which Usagi can, like, make things is insanely fast. So, like, one more second and they would have been paced. But then, wire rope instantly spawns to block these elephants. Dragona, move. Get under the tree. So they all go to, like, this little island, pavilion to get away from the elephants. The stickers. How do we even get them off? I can't get mine off. Whenever I try to, just a bunch of dead people appear. They're waiting behind me. They're using dead people to attack us. They're using dead people to attack you? Wait, so every time someone dies in, like, this mental realm of theirs, they can, like, stack people in there? Oh my god. Can you, like, if you killed a crowd of people with this ability, and then you go on to your next victim, you can just have, like, a whole host of people behind you? Oh my, that's crazy. Again, very Civil War-like. They're waiting behind me. They're using dead people to attack us. They do have some strength, but they were just dead people, and they were only talking. Don't you think you can get them off, Pink-chan? But every time she tried to, her body then instinctively was forced to go somewhere else because of the stand user manipulating the mind. But there's so much to this ability. You gotta have blood activation to step on it, and then once you step on it, it can make people do things to go and basically kill themselves or put themselves in harm's way. It mind fucks them. Has someone like instinctively always behind them, and then whenever they turn around to them, they, I guess, get instantly attacked, and it seems like they're growing the number of people that they kill behind them. So like the more time that goes on, the more bodies that they stack up, the more and more likely that the injury that you could receive will be a lot greater by a whole host. This is an insane stand. These stickers, they use the dead people to find the feelings hidden within our hearts, whatever that means, of all of us, and not just our crimes and weaknesses. They've been spying on us for a long time now. Have they? Okay. But why does Paco have two? Paco had two of them. They heard it. I'm certain of it. They heard what? Jojo heard? That's what this person was after from the very beginning. This was their goal from the moment they got their hands on Usagi's mother. Assets through the internet. They want to figure out where the location of the you-know-what is. Okay, right, which is what they figured going into this. They want to know where the lava rock is, so they're trying to pour through people's minds in this group to figure out the lava rock memory. So they cannot access all of their memories. They can only get so much information with a certain amount of dead people, maybe. There's layers to the stand, man. Wait, what are you saying? They overheard that? You mean the code? The thing that shady mangaka said over the phone is probably in code for a reason. Is that what you're talking about? Right, the idea that Rohan didn't want to continue the conversation. He hanged up the phone call because it's like, it's probably not safe. And my idea, which I really, really, really like, is that he's going to reveal the information that they need to find more of the lava rocks in the next chapter that he drops. So that's why he was like, okay, I'm going to finish my deadline. And because you're my biggest fan, I know you'll figure it out. Thereby meaning the code is, as his biggest fan, he'll read the next chapter of the manga that he drops online probably. He'll read that and he'll decipher the code in there. I want Araki to do that. And it would be hilarious if there isn't, in fact, in that chapter or some kind of chapter, a code that's like, oh, in this chapter, if you take the first letter of every single panel, it spells out a message that says, hello, fan. Arigato for reading the story. You've done an amazing job. There's going to be a part 10. That's it. Like some crazy shit like that. Probably not. But that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty good marketing right there, where it's like in-story event about a code of a mangaka sending it through his manga to a character that has to read it, and the actual mangaka of this story has to then put an actual code in his actual chapter that he's dropping for the fans to read through. That's like some next level playing right there. Please, Araki, do it. Do it. That's what Oda should do for like the last chapter. I mean, people are going to find the One Piece ending that he dropped in the ocean, but like that's what he should do. Like, oh yeah, in this chapter I have a code. Figure it out. And then it like leads to like where the One Piece is that he dropped in the ocean. Okay, so we have Usagi. Code. Oh yeah. The one that was like, you're my number one fan or whatever. Don't say it out loud, you idiot, Usagi. Jojo, that hasn't been solved yet, right? No. I don't have a clue what it could mean. But I know for sure Kishibe Rohan is saying something to me that only I can understand. I'm telling you, it's the fucking manga. Read the next chapter, and he's gonna have a code. It's gonna be some Jiraiya type shit. I promise you. I promise you, it's gonna be like Jiraiya. They haven't cracked the code just yet, but they know about it. The enemy knows about the existence of the code. Lava rock location. It's possible they could solve it before we do. So he's trying to pour through their memories to try to indicate, okay, I heard Kishibe, because I'm a JoJo's character. Obviously, my IQ allows me to infer that he is talking in code to these individuals, mainly Jojo. He's a fan of him. Okay, I gotta get in his mind to think what Rohan would make a code that only a fan would understand. He's trying to infiltrate his subconsciousness to find out more about his own existence than he is at the moment. This enemy, where have they been hiding this entire time? What kind of enemy is this? Damn it, god damn it, Usagi says. We need to do something about these stickers right now. We gotta get them off. Yeah, and we need to do something about the user, who or wherever they are. Before someone solves Rohan Sensei's code, we're at the Elephant Pavilion, okay? Out of all the assholes that we have run into thus far, I hate this guy the most. What does this asshole even know about me? Okay, let's go and remove the stickers. He points to, I think, the lion and the bird exhibit. Jojo, where are you up to? Where are you going? I'll do whatever I gotta do. Let's just do this. Usagi. Okay, he tells him to use his stand. There's something I need. It's something that I absolutely need. 5 or 6 lithium-ion batteries. I need them right now. You want what kind of batteries? Okay, here's a question. What can't Usagi make? Have they said what he can't make? Like, Usagi, I want a hoverboard. I really need a hoverboard. Make me a hoverboard. He can't do that, right? Like, that is a limit of his ability. He has to make something that's real, right? He can't, like, just make something fictitious. That's what I would assume. Like, he can't just, like, here's a fucking quantum, energy bomb. Probably not. Probably not. But he wants 5 ion batteries. Interesting. I was going to say maybe could he get like freeze burn where it's like a little bit of liquid nitrogen you can freeze the sticker off? Maybe? So they're now all running. The sticker. This sticker stand. We can't get them off with our fingers. We need to get someone else to take them off. Oh. I want a lithium-ion battery. If, say, a creature with fangs were to bite them, the force would make them ignite inside of its mouth. Okay, sure. An explosion. He's thinking about an explosion to take them off. Jojo jumps into an exhibit. Bro, why? Why? You go from the alligator pit to the lion pit? I guess you need the bite force. You need a bite force for them to explode the batteries, I guess. And then that will rip off the fucking sticker. But are you going to put your foot in its mouth? Jojo? He's in a pride of lions. I mean, it's a cool panel. The Lions, still sleeping. Jojo. Wait, when you said you want to get someone else to take the sticker off, you meant them? You mean you're gonna make them bite the sticker off with their fangs? Bite just the bottom of your shoe? Yeah, apparently. The Lion, slowly awakening. I'm done. I'm down if you're... Wow, damn. Paco's like, all right, man. Fuck it. Let's do this shit. Let's do this shit. I'm down if you're down, Jojo. But you are aware that the average weight of a lion is 200 kilograms. And they can jump over 20 meters in one leap. If they could be at your throat in no time. But he looks at things from a unconventional angle. And that's where the chapter ends. Damn. Okay, that was a pretty good chapter. Just a lot of potential explanation into the user and their allegiances and what they're trying to figure out, which is the code, which again we have a reinforcement that there is a code that only Jojo can figure out, which again I'm confident in my theory. A lot of speculative thought around how the stand works. Still very confusing, but I think we did get some answers. There is a blood element activation that people have to step into, like we saw back at the house and by the alligator exhibit, that then makes a sticker that seems to be bonded with the bottom of your appendage of your leg, whether it be your shoe or even your foot. It doesn't matter. It's going to be attached there no matter what. You can't take it off unless you are, I guess, like Jojo is trying to rationalize, get someone else that isn't bound by a sticker to remove it. Again, if Dragona didn't have it on them, I think smooth operators could easily remove these stickers. Probably. The actual effect of what the stand's doing to them is still very contentious. I think the idea is that it is manipulating people, which is crazy they can do that with its other abilities, to kill themselves, not in Minecraft, to kill themselves, and then it adds and stacks into this figment army of undead people, and each person, maybe, or the amount of people, allows the user to dive deeper and deeper into the people that they're trying to get information from their mind, might be the idea. And then I also think when they turn around, very much, again, that cheap trick idea, when they turn around, that's the only time that the stand can actually harm them physically, outside of just making them walk around and do stuff. We don't know why Paco has two of them. Maybe it's the idea because he already tried to manipulate him to jump. Maybe he needs another sticker to, like, force him to do a weird action. And maybe, again, that's why Dragona has another sticker on their foot, but it could just be the same sticker applied to them. So, again, we don't really know why Paco has two stickers on him. But the only time it seems like the stand, or like the stand that's represented by the undead people, or like to the back of them, it's every time they turn around. Again, he keeps saying, oh, you turn around, you've turned around, you've turned around. And then they attack, then there's more blood splatter, more chaos seems to happen. And then my thing is, I think if there's more dead people that, you know, accumulate into this horde of figment zombies that the person can, like, transform back and forth into, the more damage that it could probably do to them if they do turn around. Could be the idea. Yeah. That seems to be, as of now, from what I can discern, how the stand ability actually works. I could be off some stuff. Araki could, like, clarify some stuff. Again, I am kind of a little weirded out about, like, the idea that the dead people themselves are also a factor into getting the memories. Specifically is what it seems to be. Like, again, maybe it's like the amount of dead people that the person needs allows more and more manipulation. That could be the idea. Because right now, it just seems like he's only using 3 bodies. He's using the woman, the kid, and Max from the house. But then, like, momentarily, he will... Whoever, like, is behind a person with the sticker, that's when, like, they can kind of subtly use that person's voice to their own advantage. And then they transform into, you know, one of the undead. But yeah, primarily, it is just the kid, Max, and then the woman that died in the crocodile pit. There were other people in the beginning that were jumping in. Hopefully these guys are, like, the keepers are going to save them. Because that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you count the baby that go in there. Yeah. Yeah, so, like, I'm hoping the security guards are going to do their job and save these people. Because if not, that's like 6 more people that this guy can turn into, which means maybe more information can be digged through their subconsciousness. And also, if they turn around or look back, as he says here, that's now more damage can happen. I don't think this is like some Wonder Review type situation where, like, every time they look back, it's like a negative effect of any kind is going to happen to them. I think it's specifically they will do damage to them, and then the elephants were just a byproduct because they were just nearby. I thought he was controlling the elephants, but I don't think so. I think the blood splatter just startled the elephant, the baby, and then it caused a stampede. I guess. That'd be kind of crazy if he could, though. If he could control the elephants, that would be wild. But yeah, outside of that, the Dragona character stuff and the backstory about the boyfriend, of course, they have to be in an abusive relationship because Dragona can't catch a fucking break. Jojo, not happy that his brother was in an abusive relationship, went back to get the pendant. Solid brother right there. Again, outside of him and Dragona with their relationship and their mom, it doesn't really seem he cares about anyone else. But I'm hoping Usagi and him again are going to have a moment sometime in this arc. We'll see. Paco kind of trusts Jojo, oddly enough, out of everyone, which is okay. And again, they are after the lava rock. Once again, is what Jojo is thinking about. And specifically, he might have been on the phone line with them and Rohan. And supposedly, even with him saying we to Jojo, we are aware of you. Who is we? Not like, you know, the joke, we? No, like, legitimately, who is we that they keep referring to? Is he talking about himself in the sense that he's amassing this undead image of all these people? Or is he being very literal about a collective that's been spying on Jojo and knowing everything they did? Like, oh, we even knew at a young age you set that bus on fire. Is he talking about the power, or is he like literally saying, yeah, we have spies. We know what's going down. Even Jojo said, like, they seem to have our weaknesses. They've been spying on us for a long time. I almost got like a oh my god, Tsukahima flashback, PTSD from Bleach for a second. I was like, is he inserting himself into their backgrounds? Like he's literally going back in time and to insert himself? That would be cool. That is a JoJo stand in power, to be honest, with Tsukishima's. But no. I don't think that's what's probably happening. Probably not. But again, it is weird on what they could be referring to when they said, we are aware of you. They, like Jojo is saying, oh, they have known about us from the very beginning. So this, again, is feeding my idea, though. There probably will be another group that comes along outside of Akka Howler's influence. Just get ready for it. But, yeah, this is a good chapter. A lot of meat to think about. And now it's going to be, hopefully, just a month. Hopefully, just a singular month. We will have to wait. But, yeah, very good. Very, very good chapter. All right, let me get into some chat, and then we got to get into the Grace Estate. So, let's see what we got. Again, yeah. So, Hedonist, I agree with the Merrily May thing. It is very, very weird, but now more into this chapter, I don't know if it's her stand. She might have implemented this person to go kill them, which would be crazy, but I do think Merrily May is sus. We'll figure her out sometime soon. Imagine the shit the stand told the mom for her to jump with her baby. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Araki does not hold back, man. Araki does not hold back with the fucked up situations. Remember, Araki is the man that had Dio make a mother turn into a vampire and then eat her baby. People forget about that shit. I don't. Everyone fans over Dio, and, and of course he's Dio, but it's like, yeah, Dio's a sick fucker, but also Araki's a sick motherfucker that makes his characters do some crazy shit sometimes. Diavolo tied up a kid and drank his blood to get the iron. Yeah, it's Jojo's, man. Jojo's is a fucked up place. But yeah. The guy is a master manipulator right now. He's crazy good. I like how Jojo Joestar has the scar of the bullet wound, and the scar resembles another star. Does it? Does he? Where? Hold on. I actually didn't see that. Because it should be on his back, right? Where is his bullet scar? We see the bullet entry here go through him. Where do you see the scar? I don't see it. Like, we see, obviously, his Joestar tattoo. We see his Joestar tattoo. Sure. Is it in, like, a previous chapter? Did I miss that? Yeah, I don't see, at least in this chapter, I don't see his bullet scar. But I'll take your word for it. Let's see. Here's your callback to part 8. We finally meet the legendary Jojo. Sure. Yeah. The Jojo Lion. Yes. Okay. Jojo Lion. Okay. All right. I see. Here's our part 8. Yes. The gang's all here now. This is obviously Josuke. That's Yasuho. That is Jobin. Daya. The other daughter, I forget her name. Absolutely. Yep. You're right, guys. Totally. Aw, dang. The what? Interaction is fire? Oh, okay, I think you said interaction. Yeah, the interaction. My dumb ass right there. I couldn't put it together. The interaction is fire. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The character stuff has been really good. The thought process that is Jodio is very knowledgeable and sophisticated. Meanwhile, everyone else is just going through the fucking worst time ever with this guy gaslighting them with their bad memories. Even in Jodio's memories, Jodio kind of like stands true to what happened. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, I'm just still being me. You can use these memories against me, but I don't give a fuck. The scar is under the Joestar tattoo. You can see it fairly underneath. It's under the tattoo. So it hits him here. Hits him there. Okay. I see the star glowing. I see the star, like, his actual birthmark is glowing. Although, maybe you can infer... Maybe you could infer that the bullet actually, on the back of his neck, shoulder area, where his star should be, maybe it actually hit the star, and it healed over from where his birthmark is. Once again, maybe an undertone there of his Joestar-ness is being questioned. That it's not a perfect Joestar. He is not a perfect Joestar. That he himself has a lot of rough edges and very, potentially wounds that run very deep to his core that have altered his purpose. Yo, Rocky. If Araki really does make a Joestar the main villain of a part, that would be so fucking good. That would be amazingly good. But it looks to me like it's glowing. That's like my first instincts, that the brand mark is just glowing to represent. Oh, he has the brand mark. I don't see a mark unless you think that's the mark. Maybe, possibly. Or if you've seen it in a different chapter, you can let me know. But I don't think we've seen anything like that. So maybe this is the actual bullet wound itself that actually hit his Joestar mark. And now it's like left this visage over with the star. And the symbolism that could go on there could be very, very interesting to deep dive into. Maybe. Because it's not bad. But right now, I don't know. I'm not too sure. It's not glowing. That's the scar. Araki draws like scars like that. Like with Valentine. Let me see. That sounds about right. That sounds right. Let me see. Let me see black and white. Enhance. Never ever stared at a man's back so long since Baki. Yeah, it is very jagged, like the scars. Okay. So again, then you can make the idea that his Joestar birthmark, his Joestar identity as a whole, was shot on that day. On this day, his inner Joestar was gunned down. Yeah, okay. There's something here. Araki definitely is doing something then. If he has to have a moment like this, which has never been brought up since this chapter now, that he, helped his brother out of an abusive relationship. As far as I remember, it wasn't brought up. He helped him out of an abusive relationship. He got shot for it. Somehow managed to live, which they haven't clarified exactly how he did. They just say, oh yeah, you lived. And then this shot here is where the birthmark is. And this is also overlapping his scar. So again, there is some playful imagery we could do here that his Joestar-ness is not fully healed. It's not rightfully so where it is. God damn, I forgot. Yeah! Brother, tasteful nudity with goddamn Valentine. I forgot about that shit. Yeah. Yeah, there's something there. There's something there. I'm not the smartest tool in the toolbox to figure it out, but there is something there. Because I think we've also seen Dragona's birthmark. I think so, like in Chapter 1. Oh, true. We also saw, like, it's in a sketch. Mind you, it's in a sketch, but we have seen it here. We have seen it here. November Rain. Jojo finally depicted the birthmark in the actual manga. Yes. So, yeah, there is, like, a little depiction of it. There's a little depiction of it. Yeah, right here. Here's the color. Here's the color version. So, let me get that up. Yeah, here's the color version back with Agent Bobby, I think it was, with his weird bullets that we still don't know how exactly they worked. We saw like a snippet of it. And though it has these jagged marks here, maybe this is in retrospect that, you know, Araki didn't think about at that time to put in, but now he is. Now he is wanting to have like this scar overlapped with his Joestar-ness. And the symbolism that could come from that. The deeper nuances of Jojo not having a perfect Joestar mark. If there was a tattoo I was going to get, I probably would get like a Joestar birthmark on me. That or like the brand, but I feel like the brand's like overused now. Jojo being the only... Let me see what this says. This is on the new chapter. To Jojo being the only Joestar with a scarred birthmark makes him even more interesting to me. I can't wait to see how exactly. I think people are also having the same underlying ideas I have. He has an imperfect birthmark now. Questioning his inner Joestar-ness, I think, is the idea that Araki's probably going to get at with this. That his Joestar inner character is not like the other Joestars. He's very, very mangled compared to the rest. Even with Johnny, who we never saw his Joestar, which maybe you can say that's kind of the point, maybe with his character, maybe. He doesn't have this situation going on, which represents what's going on with his mental faculty, where Jojo is very much a psychopath. Yeah, it's very interesting to see any variation in the birthmark, as attention is never really drawn to how it looks specifically, just kind of that there it is, and not even sometimes could also be never brought up again, but definitely means something about Jojo. Exactly, absolutely. I'm 100% on board with this. Have we ever seen Johnny's? So far, Gappy and Jojo show signs of these scarred Joestar birthmarks. I guess, did Gappy have a scar one? Like, he's a fusion. He's a fusion, but was his an imperfect one? Josuke Part 8 birthmark. No, his birthmark, like, it had that bite mark in the beginning, but, like, his birthmark was fine. His birthmark, for what he was, it was fine. There was nothing, like, too atypical going on. Outside the beginning with, like, the bubble and whatnot, but that's it. That's it. Yeah, his birthmark was okay. I did like his rock upgraded look. Again, I'm very shocked that we've not gotten any Part 8 inclusion yet in here. Yeah, no, he was fine. It's a metaphor, I know, because of yeah. Yeah, there's something to be had with his Joestar birthmark being that way. Oh yeah, people like this opening? Chapter 36 cover animated. Damn, people really like this. Alright, well, shout out to the person that made this. Animated by this person. Go Go check this person out on Twitter. I'll have to check them out later. Cool. Cool. All right, let me see if there's anything else. Maybe the perfect Joestar to represent the goodness of the Joestars, and underneath is a jagged anger scar to represent the brutality and violence of the Brando. But is he a Brando? Like, we joke and say, well, you can't spell Jodio without Dio in there, and then that goes into, like, the parallels between Giorno and Jodio, because this is a Part 5, reflection, as it were, for the narrative. But realistically then, how would he be a Brando? Because in this universe, Brando, Diego, got fucked up by the train, and then Lucy and his own arrogance and pride, which I fucking hated, got the better of him, and he turned to fucking disintegration. So unless he got busy in London before he came over for the Steel Ball Run race, and then kind of like we got with in Part 8, with the Joestars having a much wider family, I guess Araki could do something with the Brando family. Like, they have a much wider family tree in this new universe, and then Fate decided, you know what, we're going to have a Brando in London at some point come to Hawaii, and... Or no, they first live in New Jersey. Yeah. Jodio, Dragona are from America. Because they are Joestars, which also makes sense because half of the Joestar family tree is in Japan with Josefumi and the sister that got like no fucking screen time. And Holly. They are on that side of the family. And then the rest of the family, they're in America after they tried to help Lucy Steele with the first Josefumi in like the late 30s, 40s of the 1900s, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, where we also saw Toru. They then lived in America, they stayed in America, and that's, I believe, the lineage of Jodio. So somehow then, a Brando from London came over to New Jersey, America, somewhere, and then I guess got busy with the Joestar line, and then that's how you, I guess, could get Jodio? In theory? The atavism of the Brando? Maybe? Some Yusuke Urameshi over here with Jodio? Could be the idea. But it is kind of like, we really didn't have to add another family tree dynamic, huh? We have to add another massive one. Okay. I mean, we can. It's just that's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. Stop right there, Jodio. You transphobic stops today. I'm going to save that for later. That's going to be a keeper. Who has the strongest rain-like ability? Jodio. I actually don't know who you are. I'm sure he's from like a light novel or whatever. Oh. I figured they were going to add Blackmore in here. I think this is going to be a sudden shocking death from one of the gang at some point. A la Abakil. Yeah. I think for sure if anyone's going to die, I'm going to be real, it's Dragona. We already have like two young-ish Joestars back-to-back of each other that are siblings. That's never happened before. It's different, but I think we're going to go back to the status quo, where we're going to have one Joestar remain by the end of it. So, we're going to get rid of Dragona. So, Dragona for sure will definitely die. Anyone else? Maybe Usagi. I can see Usagi die. It'd be crazy if they all die except Jojo, and then he has to make like his actual gang after that if he wants to be the richest person, mafia, whatever, in this, story. But yeah, I could see Dragona be our Abakyo. The Super Wind. Hi, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoyed the stream, or you're going to watch more of it as a VOD later. And if you do, please make sure to like the stream, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. What's your favorite JoJo's part? If you're caught up to JoJo's, that is. Keenist, hey, did you check out the JoJo Lands op made by Nico? No, I did not. Hold on. Let me check the opening. I can't believe we're at that point where we can make an opening, but hey, I guess, you know, people have that creative itch into them. Let's see. I'll put it in here. By Nico. I think it's the first one. This was about a year ago, so nothing too new. Let me see. I don't know if this is gonna get copyright striked. I don't know if it is, but fuck it. I like the colors. Colors so far are pretty good. Is that how we think he sounds? Jojo Justa. Yo, where's my charming man? It's amazing how people are so talented to make manga panels move so cleanly, and then you see fucking animes like One Punch Man, they can't make that fucking shit look clean. Money. Okay. He sounds like. What does he sound like? Oh, he sounds like someone. The VA they're choosing. From a year ago, they got a lot of cool stuff they're doing with this. Make it rain. I like that. I like that. Okay. All right, that's not bad. That's not bad. First of all, the VA that they chose to give Jojo definitely remind me of Levi's. I think it's Levi's actor. He's in like a couple other series that I've seen, but like definitely Levi-esque with that thick, raspy voice. Interesting, because he's like 16, 17 years old, maybe even less. But of course, it's JoJo's. The music overall, very nice. I don't know if it gave me JoJo's vibes, but it was a good little fan opening right there. And I like the idea of Make It Rain being the actual calling name of the opening. That's pretty cool. And again, very talented people that actually managed to make these manga panels like have so much life to it, even though it's just a panel that they're making it move ever so slightly. But the color choices, the backdrops, everything, even like the sound effects of some of the stuff they added in there, like the car and just the voice acting work of it all, just very impressive. Very, very impressive. The people that like put this much time and energy into making this, awesome. Yeah. All I can say is very good for like a good fan opening. We'll see an opening one day in the far, far future, but you know, until then, this is pretty good. I wonder how many. There's another fan opening here, also from a year ago. Let me hear this. Let me hear this. It's only fair. Let me hear this one more, and then we do have to get into the greatest state. It's the same one. Okay, so is there already a VA dropped for Jojo Joestar? Oh, it's the same money. Okay. Okay, never mind. It's just the same one. They just re-uploaded it. Okay. Oh, but this one has sound effects. This one supposedly has sound effects. Let me see. Even though the other one thought had sound effects too. I'll hear it one more time just to hear it. Again, color choice is very beautiful, breathtaking. I do hope Charming Man comes back. He, like, rounded our crew out. All this started because of a fucking diamond, man. This feels like an opening you would hear in, like, the late 90s, early 2000s for an anime. Yeah, it's very Levi-esque for his VA that they're choosing. Again, they're trying to hype up Howler, man. Listen, I'm holding my reserves, okay? My stocks into Howler are non-existent. They say sound effects, but it's pretty much sounds the same one. Okay. All right. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, these guys put in a lot of good work. Cool. All right. Let's see. Yeah, specifically the Brazilian community. The Brazilian community. I've seen some so incredibly well animated. I've seen a Valentine rap made by a guy named Reno, I think. So well animated, or Ranio. Okay, cool. I'll go check that out another time. But that's gonna be it for JoJo's. So now we're gonna be back on the wait. Like, I didn't have to wait too long between the last time and this chapter, but now it's going to be a true blue waiting period. My first one for JoJo's. So, I'm ready. We have other content that we have on the channel to keep me over, so it won't be so bad for me. And in the meantime, again, I do have other stuff for Araki I want to get to, so there won't be not any kind of JoJo's related, Araki related content in the meantime. So, we'll figure that out when we're going to get to it. Yeah, so we're going to go right into the greatest state in like 2 seconds. I'm going to get that stream set up. So, if you are just here for JoJo's, thank you for stopping by. Make sure you like the stream, comment, all that YouTube jargon. Tell me what you liked about this new chapter. What are you guys thinking for the Stan's ability? Again, do you agree with what I was saying earlier? Do you think that if it is about the idea of you have to kill a certain amount of people to go deeper into someone's memories, to figure out their history and whatnot, and also to harm them? Do you need more people to die? Where do you think the Stan user is located? And do you think there could potentially be another organization that's going to be coming in? Because it feels like to me there might be. You know, Howler aside, it feels like they're setting up more and more people are coming with the lava rocks, but who knows? Yeah, so until next chapter for 37, which should be hopefully no more than a month. Araki, please. No more than a month. We'll see you guys then. Stick around for other content for today and, you know, later on this week through the channel. Take care, everyone. Be safe. JoJo's is looking pretty good for this part. Again, I had good expectations in the beginning for part 8. Kind of fell off at the end, but right now it's looking pretty solid for part 9. And, yeah, I'm liking the intrigue into what they're going to have to do. I hope Araki is going to do that code thing, though. That would be amazing. But yeah, so gotta head out. Hedonist, must appreciate you coming out again, and everyone else that was here. If you were VOD gang and you watching this later, I am very grateful to you. And until next time, take it easy, be safe.